Oh, it's a big pile of dirt. Actually, it's not as big as it was earlier. We were on the Kubota. Tom Holt dropped off a bunch of dirt for me, and I spent the morning just kind of getting things spread out. I'll show you guys. But more happily, I'm not working, and that's because my buddy Mark Beavers from CustomCages.com just cruised over. You're in town for Aquashella.
Aquashella Daytona is coming up this weekend, so if you're in the area, stop by.
There you go. That's awesome. That's pretty fun.
A Suncatcher set up there, so you can check one out in person if you haven't seen one.
There you go, man. It's fun to bring when our friends from our friends that help the channel out come to visit. Is there anything in particular you wanted to check out? You just want to see everything?
I haven't seen the new Suncatcher.
Oh my gosh, let's go, man. There it is.
Wow.
Look at that thing, man. I'm stoked. This is one of my favorite enclosures.
Yeah.
I just love the fact, the versatility of the Suncatcher and marrying it to the indoor enclosure. It's been awesome. And both lizards are out. Let's go check them out. This is kind of cool. So how fun is this, friends? His first time seeing it being used. We'll go in with these maniacs. Let's see, there they are. These two are funny. I call them Huff and Puff because at the moment all they do is get annoyed by me. But they're getting bigger now. They came from my buddy Jerry Wolf. I don't know if you know who Jerry is, but look at this. He's gonna come on close and try and get a nibble. Are you gonna nibble me? Oh wow, yeah, you're something. You're something. These guys are funny, man. And that looks like the female over there. You're not scared of lizards. Oh wow, he just whipped me. You're not scared of lizards, Mark,
Not
right?
scared of lizards.
All right, perfect. Yeah, these guys are characters, man. But I'm really loving this setup, and you know, it's fun talking to you. You know, I do a lot of R&D. I mean, how do you come about, you know, designing these cages for the applications we use them with?
Well, like you said, talking to people that actually use them. I mean, these were developed really for birds and cats, you know, initially. But then we had more and more people saying, hey, I want to get my lizards, I want to get my reptiles, small mammals, things like that outdoors.
Yeah.
Or that they weren't keeping them before. People don't want to build chain link things. They want to come up with something, as you said, it's easy to put together.
It is super easy.
It's easily customizable. I mean, I don't know anybody else that's done an indoor-outdoor reptile enclosure.
Well, that's awesome.
So
cool.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about this cage, and we can see it, you know, you manufacture with different gauge wires, which is awesome.
Yep.
You know, I like the heavier duty wire because, you know, these lizards get large and they're powerful. You can see these are actually digging quite a lot. I love the fact that I'm able to, as you said, keep them outside, but these guys have been really amazing. And they're just jerks though. I'm hoping they're gonna calm down like Slinky. The other funny thing about them though is how they are drawn to the camera.
Can they see the reflection?
I think that might be the reason. They're seeing the reflection in the lens and then they kind of walk over to it and give it a little taste with their tongue. Let's see. I know that when I try and touch them, they always get mad at me. Oh, this is pretty good. All right, just don't bite me. This is kind of how it begins, how taming a lizard begins for me. Once they start to allow me to touch them, I know that they're kind of going through lizard puberty. They get to a size where they start to feel more secure.
Yep.
You know, a lot of times when they're little, look, I'm gonna get whipped.
They don't feel threatened.
Right, exactly. Now the thing is, I don't trust them. I usually can make a fist, but I don't necessarily trust them to, let's see, look at this. This is huge, guys. This is huge. This is a new experience for me that I'm actually able to touch this female here like this. She is being very, very good. Now, I don't think I can do that with the male. So the other thing, we'll probably see them in a little bit. I'll show you the Croc monitors.
Yep. I
do have an idea that it would be good to talk to you about when we get to the Croc monitors. We got to remind me to talk about it. I'm really excited about doing something different for them. But look at this. This is cool, guys. Now, I've never been bitten by these guys. They'll allow me to pick them up, but they're not happy about it.
They tell me.
They do.
That's huff and puffing them, right?
Exactly. The funny thing, though, I've often said this. I don't know if you've seen this with other lizards in your travels, but when you put lizards, you might have lizards that are tame inside,
Yep.
but as soon as you move them outdoors,
I've heard of it before.
Yeah.
It's a different environment. They're whole, you know, I mean, even cats, dogs, things like that, the same thing. People are probably more used to, but they get in a new environment. They don't feel safe anymore, or they feel, you know, that's the other thing too. These are wild animals initially, right? Some of them. So they get back outside. It's a whole different world for
and they
them.
revert.
Yeah. Yep.
Loving the universal rocks, how I've just covered up these kind of boring fence posts that I used. And
Very
then
naturalistic.
Isn't that cool? I
Yeah.
mean, and it's really durable also, which
Yep.
is what I like. And easy to clean. If I want to spray it off, I can clean it out easily. But these guys are really enjoying their outdoor time. Let me just see if I can kind of, if he'll allow me, if he'll allow me to touch him. I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen with this guy. Let's see. There you go. Oh, look at this. Once you get past the tail, just like Slinky. I never have been bitten by Slinky, but I get whipped. He lets me know. So that's good to see. Why don't we go ahead and let these guys explore? Are you happy?
Very cool. This is amazing.
Yeah,
No,
stuff.
this is 100% what we want to see. You can give your animal outdoor, indoor,
Yep.
enrichment, and feel secure about letting them outside. You
Yes.
wouldn't use it
Yes.
unless you were comfortable with this being outside.
Definitely.
And
And
not getting out.
you know, the other cool thing is these angle irons you gave me.
Yep.
We tap con them right into the base.
Yep.
Very important. I think the base is really what's going to give this the structural integrity.
Correct.
It's what you guys designed it for.
Yep.
You can set this up on flat ground, right?
Right, but anything that's going to dig, you're going to
Yeah.
have. So yes, you need to put something underneath it if you have something that is. These are used indoor too, so people
Awesome.
some people just put, you know, fake carpet down or things like that if they're not worried about it. But
The hardest part, and I've said this before, the hardest part was actually doing the foundation. The cage itself went up in less than half an hour.
and you use block on this one, where the other one you poured concrete.
We,
right?
yes, you're right.
So
I
there's
poured it.
multiple options for that.
Yeah.
I've seen people use wood. Wood's obviously not going to last as long, but if you need something quick and you're not handy with the cement or working with the block, wood could be an option.
Cool.
Depending on where it's going.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's cruise out. Let's check out the original one. I'll show you how that's looking. It's cool for them to come here and see how these cages do in our environment, because Florida does have a very challenging climate. It's extremely hot, extremely wet, so all their materials, it's aluminum and stainless steel. So let's see how they're holding up. I could also show you guys the work I've been doing this morning. Now, I've talked to my friends on YouTube here, Mark. Basically, I got to raise the level up here because it gets pretty swampy, so I'm going to get more soil and raise it up.
Yep.
But someone who you want to meet, Tom Holt,
Yes.
he and I have been working together, and he's amazing. He's such an interesting and fascinating guy. But he went ahead and he got me all this beautiful soil. You see this compost?
Wow.
This is some topsoil. That was the remnant pile is out there now. But basically, guys, I'm going to come out here later on. I'm going to rake this all out. We only need about 10 to 12 inches of depth. And this is going to just really nurture the plants we put in here. I've also tried to give it a little bit of a free-form design. I'm going to kind of sculpt it to my liking. I want a little bit more of a, like I said, like irregular shapes and things like that to break up.
Naturalistic.
Yeah, you know. So we're going to have different plants. I don't know what he's got in store for me, but it's coming real soon. We got some more here. I figure when you're driving in, when you're walking in on the path, we'll have some beautiful plants to kind of I want to create the illusion that I live right up against this jungle.
Okay.
Yeah, just kind of block that all in. We've got black bamboo, we got guava bamboo, we got the Eureka palms.
Yep.
So yeah, I still got tons of work to do because I got to rake all this out. I didn't know this. Here's a little knowledge. Gonna drop some botanical or green thumb knowledge on you. Apparently, this compost has been kind of decomposing, and it's extremely hot. When I was actually getting into the center of the pile, it was steaming.
Yeah.
Which is why gators will lay their eggs in decomposing vegetation. Well, this, as you see, it's mixture of soil and there's some wood, the organic matter in there. So you have to spread it and let it cool down before you plant. Otherwise,
it's too hot for the plants.
Yeah, the plants will die.
Interesting.
Yeah, there you go. What do you know?
And so for the Crocs, natural incubation.
It's high enough. Yeah, and they're not also. It's not going to have been decomposing as long.
True.
So it's not quite as hot. But it was interesting. Yeah, I was there. There you go. Little botanical knowledge for you. Let's go in here. I want to have a look. This is our first Suncatcher. We used a smaller wire. It's been fine, but I think now that I know they have the option of that thicker diameter, when you're dealing with monitor lizards, larger cats, even larger birds to a degree, I think it's advantageous.
Like macaws and things like that.
Right.
Use the heavy duty.
Come on in here. She should be fine. She's blind in one eye, but she's a really cool. You know how to operate that handle, I would imagine.
Done it a few times.
Okay, very cool. So yeah, this enclosure I really enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, I think the thing that I do like better about the other one is that we don't have the gabled roof.
Yep.
I think the screen roof, just for my purposes with getting sunlight on these animals, works better. However, we constructed the platforms. We added these some wood so I can anchor things to it.
Yep.
And it's worked out well. Let's see.
Yeah, with almost any of the cages, you can choose whether you want the wire or the solid roof. And
Okay.
again, depends on where you're putting it, what you're putting in it, and how you want, you know.
Right.
There's a lot of people that don't want rain and things like that to get on their birds. So
Gotcha.
they want to be able to have that solid top to it. But
Yeah.
again,
Very
you have
cool.
that option and you can choose what material you put on there.
Yep, and here she is. There's Lulu. Hey, Lulu. And you guys saw that Lulu has been using this awesome hide that I kind of retrofitted a Universal Rocks Outback cooler. She's figured it out. She's been sleeping in it every night, and I'm stoked on that. And, you know, right now, man, I've been having some luck with these monitor lizards. They seem to be taming up. And here's the funny thing, Mark. You know, all from March until now, these animals don't have to really use their hides for escaping the heat, the cold. Mm-hmm. But what happens is the winter comes up, and sometimes I have to grab them to put them in the hides. Once I get hands on some of these animals, they get annoyed at me. Yeah. And so all the good work we've done and them trusting me gets changed. Yeah. But what I've figured out is if you put mulch inside their houses, they want to go in it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a Tom Crutchfield trick. I learned from Tommy Crutchfield. Okay. He knows a thing or two about reptiles. Yep. And they've been going in, now they have mulch. And that being said, let's go check out the Croc monitors, because we've been making some real strides for these guys. And I'm pretty stoked on that. We're going to check out the pair of Crocs I have. One in particular, we're talking about Chase. I'll go ahead and just throw that lock back on. Never can be too safe. But yeah, it's kind of neat. Have you been in with Croc monitors before?
Last time you were here, you didn't want us to go inside with them.
Okay.
So that might have been, what, almost 2 years ago?
That might, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it was that long.
It doesn't, but I think it was.
Look at these two. Look at these two. So before we go in, I wanted to tell you the idea I had. What is the tallest Suncatcher you guys make?
10 feet.
10 foot tall.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
So here's my thinking, guys. This is wood. I like this cage, but you know what? I've been getting more and more the aesthetic of the Suncatchers, the ease in which you can build them. I want to create. Have you seen Reptilandia? Have you heard of Reptilandia? Quetzal Dwyer?
Yes.
Okay, Quetzal's a great guy.
Yes.
We went out there this past March. He's got what I consider to be the coolest enclosure or exhibit built for Croc monitors. It's 2 stories tall. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So what I want to do is, these are obviously they're arboreal monitors. I want to go up. If I could have, you know, maybe an 8 by 8 foot, what's the footprint on a 10 foot? It can be whatever.
The square ones, we can go a rectangular.
Yeah.
You can infinite.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would be a 10 foot round one?
Then 10 foot tall.
Okay, so 10 foot round, 10 foot tall.
Yeah.
So check this out. What if I build up a situation here, okay? And I want to create a tall enclosure. I want to create an enclosure that I want a platform on the outside that I walk up some steps so I can view the animals high up at their canopy level, if you will. That's something I would love to do here. So I'd probably, if I wanted to, I could probably do a 4-foot tall form.
That's what I was just going to say. You could make it 15 foot tall by making a 4 or 5 foot platform.
Okay.
And that would, and give it lots of base and substrate and stuff like that. And then the cage could start at this height.
Exactly.
And now it's 15 foot tall.
That would be amazing. What do you guys think? Would you want to see something like that? That would be an amazing build, something we could partner on. I think having, I could sink a post down in here and do something similar to what we did with Lulu's cage, in that we'd have a post I can anchor all the branches on. You could even have a living tree potentially.
Either a living tree, or your friends at Universal Rock make some pretty cool trees.
That's true. That would be awesome.
Yeah, that.
With a hollow, how about the tree? It's hollow, they can go in it, stay warm. This is what's fun. You see, we could bounce ideas off of each other. I think that would be awesome. That would be a build that I would like to see here in the future at the camp, just because I think they would really appreciate it. That would free up this enclosure, and then we could dress this middle up. I don't want lawn. I want more enclosures for the animals. Look at this animal. Speaking of animals, Slinky's, you can't not say hello to Slinky. And we'll get back over by the Croc monitors in a moment, but he's begging to come say hello to you, dude. I like showing off Slinky whenever we have visitors. He's one of those animals that's like a marquee animal, everyone knows him and loves him, so we'll let him come out for a wander. Come on. That's awesome. Yeah, this guy's been shedding a lot lately. I peeled a bunch of shed off him the other day. Still growing, still a growing boy. But he's gotta be over 10 years old. And when I had Jay Brewer out here, Jay was telling me, well, they don't live much longer. I started to get sad because I'm like, oh man.
How old is he?
Well, I'm gonna guess he's in the neighborhood of 10 or 11 years old. Wow. And I can't imagine life without Slinky. So he's going to have a little wander, which is fine by me because he's never run away from me. I can reach down, grab him if I have to. But it's so cool to see him come out and just wander around. That's an impressive lizard. I see him all the time, and
you still get impressed.
Yeah, that's what he's 6 foot easy, right?
Oh yeah.
That's a good lizard. You're a handsome son of a gun. You know that, dude? Let's see what he goes and finds. Who knows? There is a rabbit that lives over here. So the last time
he knows it's on the outside of his cage.
Yeah. The last time Slinky walked around extensively, he caught and ate a water snake, a banded water snake. We had that whole thing on. It was quite the
I saw that. Yeah,
that was with Ed. All right, well, don't let me forget that I have a lizard walking around.
Okay, well,
I did want to, well, you know what, the last time I did this I forgot Guapo, and let's put him back. Okay, that's called intelligence. That's learning.
I don't want to take on that responsibility.
Yeah, that's called learning from one's mistakes. Would you mind terribly filming this? So we can, he's going right where the rabbit lives, by the way.
He knows.
He knows. He's up to no good. Oh, yeah, he's big and he's heavy. Oh my gosh, he's a heavy boy. You got to go in. I can't trust. I don't want to lose you, boy. Oh my gosh, he's awesome though.
How much does he weigh?
I would put him at 30 pounds. He's pretty heavy. Come on. Well, now you definitely don't want to get whipped by that dude. All right, now I can focus. Let's go see what these two are up to. I'm gonna go in first. Let me just see how they're feeling today. The female is whatever, but it's the male.
The smaller one?
Yeah, the male is the one that I've been working with here, that things have been going well with. So let's just see how today is. Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. It's all right. He gets a little bit nervous, but again, there's been no biting. I just don't want to put my hand on his back because she's there, and she's already hissing.
Don't mess with my man.
Yep. Hey, bud, it's my hand. You see my hand? But one of the things I was taught by Tom Crutchfield again is if you look at their pupils, that's where you're noticing stress levels. If they're dilated, then they're kind of nervous.
You had him here inside the cage one time, right?
I did have Tom here. He put his face right up against this Croc monitor's face, which I don't know if I'd want to do that, but I do trust Tom to know. I'm going to reach under here and just stroke his little belly. We're stroking his belly.
Their patterns are just amazing.
They are.
I mean, there's nothing else like it.
It is probably, as far as I consider them to be, the pinnacle next to a Komodo dragon. They're the pinnacle of lizards.
Don't let Slinky hear that.
I know. But you know what I mean is Slinky is accessible. People can get water monitors.
Yeah.
These guys you can get, but they really are just a little bit more. They're faster. They've got the longest teeth of any lizard. A bite from one of these is substantial and potentially life-changing. So to have an animal feel this comfortable is you know, really cool. You know, I'm stoked on that. So it's awesome. I guess I don't want to force it.
No,
but he looks.
The professional can
look at this. Look at this, guys. Oh, be careful, Kenan. Just relax. There you go. So this is huge, guys. You're seeing this. So he is dilated a little bit, but I'm trying to be gentle. Just letting him know I'm not here to hurt him. I think this is huge because usually he would run away, get annoyed. So this is big. I'm stoked. I've been doing this more often, Mark. I've been coming in here. That's the other reason I love the enclosures that you guys produce, because I like big enclosures, because these animals, if you put them in a small enclosure, what winds up happening is they feel threatened. That you're dominating over them. You know, they're at a nice height. It's big enough. You know, same thing with Suncatchers. That's what helps the animals tame up quicker, in my opinion.
We've seen a trend for people that want to provide larger enclosures for their animals.
Okay.
And it coincided a little bit with when you got this one. So
okay.
We had people start reaching out and saying,
oh, wow,
I can put my lizard outside. You know, and they were already trying to figure out ways to do it. But again, not everybody's handy enough to build an enclosure.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to deal with that part of it. So if we can provide something to them that's easy for them to order, easy for us to ship, and easy for you to put together, that's huge.
Yeah.
So again, the trend is there. People want to do it. You're seeing with UVB lighting. You're seeing with getting animals outside. People want to provide, instead of just having more animals, they want to provide less animals with
better space. And isn't that what I always say to you guys? I'm always saying it's not about the amount of animals you keep, it's about how you keep the animals you have. Yeah. So super thankful to the people at customcages.com and Mark. We've been a couple of years now working together. It's been great. So I really appreciate it. And I'm always proud to collaborate with people and the products that they make that I use. You know, I use these every day. They make a lot of sense for me. So kudos to you guys. Thanks for coming over. I'm gonna sign off right now. I'm gonna continue to have a little visit with Mark and just catch up on all the reptile gossip, but we won't bore you with that. Who knows, maybe we'll start working on trying to figure out how I can get one of those 10-foot rounds, and we're gonna build up, because as you guys know, the camp is going through major expansion. I also have to get back to work because I still have quite a bit of soil to remove from my driveway. But you know what? Work has never been so much fun. All right, everyone, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you again on another video. Keep it here. Things are changing at a very rapid pace. So long.